I'm inclined to believe that we actually do break up to around even up to 109 between now and essentially this week. And what I'm looking towards over here is so the weekly trend. We can already see like where it's about to open up. So that's going to be at 7 o'clock tonight. Um, let's just load this a second. All right. So we have here. Um, so our weekly trend is going to end over here, and so we know that
A
this is going to
weekly
be the
trend or a weekly trade?
well the weekly volume weighted average price ends and resets at 7 o'clock tonight Eastern
Hmm.
Standard Time, and we could already tell that this price level, if we stay around the price we're at right now, this will be the new level that we're going to be targeting 90 around 96.7, and that's slightly lower than the week beforehand, and which is lower than the week before that, which is lower than the week before that. So that suggests a downside move, that it's bearish, but you'll notice that the area over here is larger, larger, and then smaller. It would be a smaller area over here. So that often happens at the end of this bearish period. So if we take a look at previous times, toss on our trend signal, and we switch this to the weekly. So you see it's red here, 1 2. So often these comes in threes. And if we look at that, when the next area is small, the red trend can turn into a green trend. Again, if we look further out, another example here, the red trend is it's red, 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 and then here it turns into a small area. So even though this price is lower, this trend is lower than the previous one. Because it's smaller, it indicates potentially a bottom signal. Um, let's take a look at another example. Over here, it's red. The next one is smaller. We head up over over. Let's go over here. Red. The next one smaller. Up. But the I would expect for if that was going to happen, that before the close or right after, we should get some big move up. Right. We should get some larger move above that area again over here. Some larger move above that area. So I'm looking for because of the because we've been consolidating sideways, and because our wave has moved upwards. 1 second, and we are respecting it, right? We respect it here. We respect it over here. So if we keep going, chances are we move up. I'm still thinking 109 is what we get to, but because we're not getting confirmation on the volume weighted average trend, we can't bank on that. Like I would
Right.
not say here now take a double position up. In fact, I might even say just take half a position up. And the weekly trade for this week won't even fire because we're just too close to it. It's just too narrow. At most, you can make what? Let's say the price stayed where it is right now, 25 basis points. That's like nothing, right? So at most, you can make on a 50x trade 12%. Like not worth it. If we're not making at least 100%, like why try the trade? So I would say there's no trade for this week. Let's wait to see what happens. We're going to follow the daily moving averages, and if we do get a close below 93, actually, if we can get a close below 95, a close below 95, like where the candle doesn't just bounce off but closes down here, that would be a sign that we could move lower. But even then, we're going to have a bounce up towards the daily average, and then we're going to roll over again. So there's going to be time to get into the trade.
All right. Well, so holding pattern here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was expecting a much larger move up. I did tweet out, "Hey, we might close at 90.95.9."
Yeah.
We got to $100 away from that, and it was just a high peak. So I was wrong that we would close there. We did basically almost touch that, and it happened right on the trend. I always feel a little bit uncomfortable with those price points because I'm calling a price, but I'm calling a price based on the trend level. So the thing could still be right if tomorrow, well, I'll just show it to you on the chart over here, just to make it clear. So this level over here is what I was talking about, right over here. So the reason I called 109, I called 109 on the, what was it? The 10th, I think I did it. It's because this is the level I was talking about. I don't know if you're seeing that trend there.
Hmm.
That's what I was talking about. And so that was at 98.9. And so later on, when it got over here and the price moved up, this higher trend came down and cut below it. And so that became the new high.
Mm.
So it happened over there. Um, so now that same level is no longer 98.9. Now that level is 98. And this could continue to fall if the price keeps falling. So we really need a break above that level, this level over here, for us to start talking about long-term bullish trends, and we need to break below over here for us to be talking about long-term bearish trends. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I will be messaging Donald Trump, get that Bitcoin reserve asset going.
Spin it up, spin it up. We need that. We need liquidity, um, or a crisis. We get a crisis, buddy boy. We're gonna get that 250K Bitcoin. And if it's going to happen between now and March, right? Window of weakness is until the OPEX in March, whatever, March 22nd. I'm not sure when it is. Ooh, our birthday. Um, and so that's the window of weakness. So it makes sense that liquidity, I just love that offset with liquidity. The liquidity that starts rising in April makes sense after the window of weakness is then when we might get the pickup. And so it could make sense that we make the rise there. But I actually make the most amount of money when Bitcoin goes sideways.
Really?
Yeah, because now then I have levels. When I'm in blue sky territory, I have no upper level to go to. So all I can do is wait for missed areas for the price to come back down. But it's a gamble. So I can lose, let's say, one or two positions just trying to get the trend right or waiting for the trend reversal. Whereas in consolidation, I buy the top of the range, sell at the lower of the range, buy open a position to lower the range, and sell at the top. So I just make this rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So my last trades are like plus 100%, plus 100%, plus 100%, plus 100% all
So
the
you
way
don't want a
sideways.
crisis.
Well,
You can't make as much.
this system that I've been developing, I only started developing. We've only really been talking about it for the last couple of months. So I actually haven't had the joy of riding this through
Right.
a big breakout. So that might be super profitable. But I just compared that to all the times I've lost in the past. This feels much better. This
Yeah.
feels much better.
The game is not to lose. It's not to win
Exactly.
big. It's not to lose. Awesome.
All right, that's it for that. And we'll be back next Sunday with more Sunday Fuel. Bye, folks.